Hi, I'm Deborah with Deborah's Furniture and Decor. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to introduce you to a new piece that I'm going to be working on today. It's a commission piece and my client wants to have it stripped down and restained and then paint the inside of it, change some other things. It's a gun cabinet that they've had in the family, and you can see here we're going to use this color of Minwax wood finish aged barrel. So we'll strip off this stain, sand it down, and then use this stain to recover it. Let me show you what it looks like on the inside. So we'll change out these hinges for some black ones, and we're going to remove the handles down here on this small drawer, and we're going to replace it with this nice straight barrel piece here. We're going to be painting the inside black. We're going to paint this block handle piece here black, and then paint the back of it black as well. We're going to trim this bottom part, this curved piece down here at the bottom, and make it go straight across just to make it a little bit more modern, and it actually has this nice straight line up here on the top, so that'll match more. But this is the piece we're going to be working on. Just making a few changes. It will take some time and effort for sure. Anytime that you are stripping and sanding, it takes time, but it's going to be beautiful. So you're welcome to come along with me as I work on this piece. I was recording and I wasn't, but I took my orbital sander and did a light sanding for the top of this drawer, and then I took just the paper that I was using, this 180 grit sanding disc, and I went over the whole surface with it to get into the crevices and also to remove any swirl marks that might have been there from my sander. And I just had to make sure I got all the finish off, and any top coat or something like that. And I'm going to try to stain the drawer, see if my client likes that color, and if she does, then I'll probably strip the cabinet part and then sand that. So I'm going to try to use the acetone and to strip the color and the finish on this gun case. Oftentimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. So we're just going to try it with a chip brush, pour some in a container, and just rub that in and wipe it off and see if it's going to work. So let's try that. You want to work in small batches because it gums up and dries fast, and you want to be able to wipe that off. I don't really see a difference here. Maybe a little bit on the top. This is the underside of the top of the cabinet. I'm really not seeing a lot of change here. So maybe this has a different finish where acetone won't work. I was really hoping it would, so that I wouldn't have to do as much sanding. But it may be that I have to go to sanding. I could try a stripper too. Okay, I can feel it. It kind of feels sticky. I think something's coming off, but as you can see, there's no color on my cloth. I see a little bit of paleness here where it might have taken off some. I'm going to try it one more time and see if it makes a difference the second time. I don't see a lot of change. So here's my cloth. A little bit came up there, not much, but I do see a difference. And not much there either. So I'm not going to bore you with all the video of me trying to use a stripper, clean strip. It didn't work for whatever reason. I left it on for well over 30 minutes and it wasn't making that big of a difference. So I am going to have to sand this piece. So that's what we're doing now.